I'd like to introduce you to Fanny's partner, Nelson Grande. Yes, that is his actual last name. It's on his birth certificate. That's how he was born. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having us both here. Yeah, it's on my birth certificate.
Luckily,
Yes.
he is Grande. Otherwise, it'd be false advertising.
That's funny. And Nelson is also an actor as well as one of the partners at Avenida Productions, where they do a lot of wonderful things for the community, the crowdfunding, crowdsourcing. They put together films. They're working on a documentary on DACA that Fanny is directing. They have an amazing energy and passion and just direction of where they want to go and what they want to do for Latinos in the business. And I also want to mention that Nelson just finished doing a movie for HBO. The title again?
My Dinner with Hervé. Yeah, it was the biopic on Hervé. He played Tattoo, and most famously for Fantasy Island. I got Disneyland on the mind.
With Ricardo Montalban, one of our icons.
Yes.
Yes. And he just did a Grey's Anatomy as well.
Yes,
So,
yes. Well, thank you for that introduction.
you guys are in a romantic relationship, but you also work together, which is so uncommon
It is.
in Hollywood. And not only that, but you were a single parent. You're a single parent, and you guys brought your kids together. I think that's fantastic. Oh,
We're really in tune with each other and our mission in life and how we go about everything with integrity and passion and just wanting to give, give to our family, to our children, to our community, to people we don't know yet, to people we may not ever have a chance to meet. But it's one of those things that we both have this drive and purpose in life. It just matches. It mixes really well together on what we're doing.
so let's talk about Avenida Productions and how you started.
I was helping a lot of people on the side because I'm really committed to
Because you're
helping.
kind and helpful.
Yes, and then I was on a board of a nonprofit. Like, I was doing a lot of stuff. And there's one event that I put together sort of by myself. Nobody was helping me, and then people weren't being very kind. And he said to me, "Okay, you're done. You're done. First of all, people are taking advantage of you and not appreciating you. And then this is a business, and I think if we open a business, we're actually going to make a bigger impact."
To support myself financially through acting. Acting wasn't making that much money at the time. I have a love for business, interacting with people, and so I would have a lot of, I worked with a lot of startups and did a lot of independent sales jobs. So I noticed that Fanny was just always moving, always getting things done. We were connected through Facebook still. We hadn't seen each other in a few years. But
He was in one of my movies.
yeah, I was in one of her movies. That
Like
was, yeah.
14 years ago. Like
14
a long
years
time
ago. And ever since then, fortunately with social media, you can know what people are up to, even though you're not, physically in each other's presence. And I always knew her as a shaker and a mover. When we got together, I was able to see more of the reality of what she was doing, which was more amazing than what is really put out there on social media. The second thing I noticed was that she was highly underappreciated. And the third thing was, this is a business. This is a business. This is a good business because this is something that could benefit a lot of people. We're not out there selling, candy or sugar to people that's going to rot their teeth or any other kind of product. This is a product that has purpose and has meaning that could change people's lives and inspire people. We mixed our expertise. Fanny and her creative mind and her directing and filmmaking mixed in with my experience of sales and working with several startups became the perfect combination for Avenida Productions, and it was magic. Once we first opened, want to be a little more humble, but it was almost like an instant success. Our first client was director Craig Moss with Danny Trejo. So that was our first client. We've been doing well ever since and really just being able to help out a lot of people.
So what we do is we help independent filmmakers. So to be able to work with us, your project has to have an element of diversity in a positive light, okay? Or something that if you have a diverse cast, you're highlighting an issue that needs, solving. We also help a lot of women directors because, as you know, extremely underrepresented.
Yes.
We work with the LGBT community, African American, any underrepresented groups in front or behind the camera. So we're sort of a team for hire for filmmakers. There's really not a lot of resources for filmmakers. So we believe that the way to transform Hollywood really is to support the independent filmmaker who's already doing it. They just need somebody to believe in them, to teach them, to coach them. Hey, this is how you do a successful crowdfunding campaign. Hey, nobody wants to buy your movie. Okay, you know what? This is how you do a talk campaign and you get your movie in the theaters. Or you can do a college tour. Or this is how you get it on Netflix, on Hulu. Or people have sometimes money, but they don't know how to produce. So jump on board and we sort of teach them how to produce. We really believe this is the way that Hollywood is going to be transformed, or at least one of the ways. And in a year, we've helped raise over $500,000 for projects. That's,
over 600,000 at this point now.
yeah, so it's like
In just 1 year.
that's tons of projects of people that, you know, they come to us and they're like really passionate and they become our projects. And then, you know, when they send us pictures from set when they're filming, we are so happy, you know.
Yeah. We get really emotional, you know.
Yeah,
We get emotional. Our clients get emotional because these filmmakers are sitting on these projects for 5 years, 10 years, literally. This is what they tell us. I wrote this 10 years ago. I just haven't had the outlet to do it.
Or they keep hearing no.
Yeah,
no,
they can no. They meet with us, and just a couple of months later, they have $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in their account ready to make their movie. Now it's beautiful. This is a story that just wouldn't have been told.
Yeah.
How many people is that going to affect? You know, and then sometimes, you know, it's not just the Latino community like Fanny said, it's LGBT, African American community. That's fine. We're not part of that community, but it doesn't mean it doesn't matter to us. What it is for us, it's equality for all. We're all beautiful people. We're all American, or some of us are not American. But whatever it is, we're really just trying to break that barrier and stop putting our finances and our resources again on, you know, these, you know, sequels that go down to the third, fourth, fifth installments of just massive amounts of CG with no real storyline and nothing with any actual substance. We're more than just a team for hire. We're your allies. We're your champions.
Yeah, you know, our clients become our friends.
Yeah.
Somebody did a movie. She came for us for fundraising. Well, she had a crowdfunding campaign. It wasn't going so well, so we helped her raise the money. She filmed it also in Texas, in a small town. The entire cast is Latino. She's not. She just really believes in, like, giving these kids a voice. And then she came back 2 months ago. She's like, okay, we need to raise more money for post-production. And then we saw the rough cut, and it was so beautiful. We're like, oh my gosh, how did you do this? It was amazing. So then, you know, we started doing the fundraising for the post-production, and Harvey happened. So all her cast and crew are in that area, and we're like, we can't ask them for money. You know, we can't. Like, people are, you know, dealing with life and death. I mean, we kept turning, and, you know, she kept going. She kept trusting us. And it was amazing, right? Because people that had lost their home, they were giving $5, $10, $20 because they wanted their town to be remembered, to be, you know, to be celebrated after they went through so much. So she's a friend now. You know, she's a friend. Like, she's making this beautiful film that's highlighting and creating opportunities for kids of color to show their talent. And that's just to tell you how, like, we really care. Like, we really, when you hire us, you know, we don't charge a lot because we know that we're working with independent filmmakers.
So I, as a producer, have a project and I need some help crowdfunding. So I come to you. How much are you going to charge me?
It really all depends on what your goal is and how much work we think is going to be put into it. And we give you a realistic assessment of what it is and how we feel, how much you can raise. It goes project by project, really it does. And ultimately, if we don't feel we can help you, we won't take on the project for a few reasons. We're not going to take your money and just run with it, because that's not why we started Avenida. We started Avenida to help and make a difference. So if we can't do that, bottom line, we won't do it. Your reputation is everything, especially when you're just a year old, no matter how great it's gone for us. So we want to make sure that when we put our work into it, it's going to be effective and it's going to be a positive impact.
What is the biggest thing you've learned?
You gotta have the right partnership. That's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
You gotta have integrity. We just started the business. We hadn't, you know, you're supposed to save money and start with capital. We were just like, we're doing this because we believe and we trust, and we jumped.
We took a leap of faith. We opened this company on credit cards.
It's not like he has his own income and I have my own income. This is, you know, this is our livelihood. So I think find the right people, have a mission that's bigger than yourself. It's not about you anymore,
Right.
and you want to keep going. And then also have integrity, and also you have to have trust that the work that you're
Trust
doing.
in what?
Trust and grace. Every successful person out there will tell you there's a time where there's only so much you can do. You gotta really step back and let grace do its thing, whatever it is for you. For me, it's God. You know, for him, whatever. Just really trust that if you have integrity, you're taking actions every single day, you're doing something that's good, things will work out. But you have to let them. You have to let them work out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to sort of step back and be like, all right, now do your thing. You know?
Basically, what you're talking about is partnership
Yeah.
with God.
Yeah, for me.
For
yeah.
whoever God is to you,
Yes.
you're creating a partnership with God, saying, "This is what I want to do. I need your help.
Yes.
I've done as much as I can. Now you have to open the doors."
Yes.
Okay.
We believe
I
that.
like that.
Yeah.
I believe that. I'm a big believer in you do your part and God does the rest. If you're committed to God and you're committed to being a good steward, then He's going to bless you.
And you gotta be grateful,
Mhm.
right? Like
Yes.
we're always grateful. We're like, thank you, God, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah,
thank
I want to
you.
add something to that too, because when Fanny and I first met, I was at a point in my life where I wasn't happy. Prior to us meeting, I wasn't happy, and I was already getting to a point where I was accepting, like, okay, well, maybe, Hollywood isn't for me, or, it was just some kind of pipe dream, and I was getting ready to surrender to it. And I gave it one last hurrah. I said, no. This has been your life. This has been your dream since you were a kid, that you wanted to do this. You have one chance, one life. Get at it and do it. Broke away, took a leap of faith. Fanny was extremely instrumental in helping me in understanding, that wasn't something in the past. That was something for the future. And I gotta say, thanks to her, she really helped me tap into my faith. And what it's been there the whole time. It was just really dim. It was in there, but I had been in so many rough situations that I had thought it had gone away. And I surrendered.
She helped relight your.
Yeah,
your
she did.
flame.
She did. She threw a little faith fuel on top of it. And, still to this day, whoever it is that you believe God is to you, you just have to know that there is a greater presence. This world and this universe is just too perfect and beautiful, to be something by accident. To reiterate what she said, it's that integrity, that faith, and being completely grateful. Really, it's just, if you don't stop taking those actions and you have all of that, you'll be okay. You'll be fine. And people feel it. People know it. You don't have to say it. People just know what you're about and that you're in line with being a good person, the best version of yourself you can be.
Amen. 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 I want to ask, since this show is about common sense, to talk about what you've seen in your business, as an actor and in Hollywood, where you saw people not executing common sense.
Well, for us, people hire us and they pay us money, and they don't follow the coaching, and it breaks my heart because it's like, if you just listen, you hired me to do a job. If you just listen, I promise you, it's gonna turn out. But then people want to look good, or they don't believe, or they get nervous. Crowdfunding is not easy. Producing is not easy, as you know. It's a lot of work. Making a movie is not easy. But you've hired us, so just trust us. If we take you on as a client, it's because we believe in what you're creating. Now you have to believe us. So it makes no sense to me when people hire us and then they don't do what we coach them to do. So I would say, please, let the experts do their thing, and then you're expert at something. I'm an expert at something. So let us, trust us. That for me is the main thing in our business, in Hollywood as a whole, and the Latino community. To me, it makes no sense to wait for the system to create these opportunities for us. We have to create them ourselves. We have to create our own content, and we have to support each other. That's all we need, because we already have the buying power and the creativity and the talent.
You're my sister from another. Go ahead.
Definitely my first thing is also what Fanny said. If you hire a professional team for something, if you hired us for production, or if you hired us for crowdfunding or distribution, whatever it is, remember that you hired us because you knew we can do it. What are some common sense things about acting? I just think do the work. Just know that behind you, there are 1,000 people who maybe look like you, who want that same position.
Be
You know,
ready.
be as ready as you can be. Be genuine.
And if you have a problem with the way Latinos are represented in the media or any other group, so then don't take on those roles. Like we don't do those auditions anymore. We don't. We turn them down. If they ask him to do an accent out of nowhere, like it has nothing to do with the character, he turns them down. For me, it's like, okay, I don't go out for the maid roles anymore unless it's a full-fledged character that it makes sense. If I'm gonna be a prop, I just don't go for those auditions anymore. Or the chola that, like, why is she a chola? Who's writing this piece? Is it somebody from that culture that's gonna honor it, or is it just, oh, we're gonna be in the back? No, I'm not gonna do that to my community. So for me, that is common sense. If you guys keep taking on those roles, that's how we're gonna keep being represented. So, you know, that's common sense.
To get a little political, when almost half of this country is told by the current administration that Latinos are rapists and murderers and criminals, yes, it's completely ridiculous. But if you think about it, a lot of this community doesn't know us. They don't interact with people of color. But the only representation of us they have is what's on their TV, what's on their movie screens. So when somebody tells them something just completely insane like this, well,
There's a doubt already.
yeah. there is that
And you
already.
have young kids out there that are Latinos that watch that and go, oh, that's what I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it kind of feeds the monster. You know, it's like you have a culture who doesn't know us, or what they know of is either a gangbanger,
Exactly.
you know, or the housekeeper, the nanny who takes care of your kids, who barely speaks English, but they don't know her story. They don't know that she almost lost her life crossing the border to get here, that she got taken by the coyote, she got owed a lot of money. They don't know the real story, but they see a glimpse, and that's what they get.
They don't know that the gardener might have been a lawyer in his
That's
country.
right.
Like, we know these people.
Yeah.
And they also don't know, like, we're not all immigrants. Like,
Yes.
Latinos have been here for a very long time. You know, we're a fabric of this country. I am. But I know Latinos who've, like, 6th, 7th generation. Like, how many more generations is it going to take for us to be considered American? Like, we are American.
Well,
Yeah.
being a Puerto Rican from New York, when I came here and people told me to go to my country, I said, this is my country. I don't have a passport to anywhere else. I'm a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Hello, unless you're going to give New York a passport. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
So, but it has been such a pleasure having you, meeting you, and talking with you. I really feel like you're my sister from another mother, girl. I love you
okay,
so
that's
much. I see the God in you.
Thank
It makes me so happy to know that there are people like you guys out there. I get so excited because that is the message that I'm sharing with people. Come on, we could do it. We can make our own stuff. We don't have to wait for anybody. You know, there's ways to do it. I'll make this one last point because it doesn't start at the bottom. If you're paying attention, if you invest and you buy stock in these studios, you can go to the studio meetings and you can have your voice heard at the top. And that's where change is made, not down at the bottom where it's too late. So that's my time. I'm so happy to have had Fanny and Nelson, and I would love for you to go to their website and look them up. And if you need crowdfunding, they will help you if they can, and if they can't, they will tell you. And so your website is
Avenida.tv.
Avenida.tv. Thank you so much for watching us. Until next time, please go to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Common Sense Mamita, and hashtag Keep Common Sense.
Thanks for having me.